I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you a very interesting question on rational functions. At this stage, you've learned all about rational functions. Now the question is, provide examples of rational functions with following domain and range. Domain is x belongs to real number, x is not equal to plus minus 2, and the range is y belongs to real numbers, y is not equal to 3. Correct? So that's your first function. The second one here is domain is x belongs to all real numbers. That means no restriction. Range is y belongs to real numbers. Y is greater than 0 and less than equals to 0.5, which is half. So I'd like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now, for such functions, let me sketch a graph first. We could do easily both things. I'm sketching so that you can write down the equation, right? So a sketch will give you an idea. So we are saying domain does not include plus and minus 2. So that could be implemented by having two vertical asymptotes. One at plus 2, the other one at minus 2, right? So plus 2 and minus 2. Now we say that range includes everything but not 3. So we could have a horizontal asymptote, y equals to 3. Does it make sense to you? Y equals to 3. So that will meet the conditions for the given function. Is it okay? So range is all real numbers, which does not include 3. That is one way of doing it. The other way to do it is that this is horizontal. The other way is that what we can do here is to have a hole at 2, 3. Now that is easier to do than horizontal asymptote, right? Because if you have a hole, then also you can meet the condition of the function not being equal to 3, right? So that's an idea, correct? So at 2 or minus 2, you could have a function which could lead to a hole. So that is also possible. So these are two different ways of solving this particular question, right? So I'll leave the equation for you, think about it, and then do it. The other one here is domain is all real numbers and range is between 0 to half. A function which meets this criteria could be sketched like this, kind of like this. Do you see that? Where the maximum value is half. The maximum value is half, correct? So that could be a function where you can see that the domain is all real numbers, but the range is restricted, right? Now you can pause the video, answer this question, and then look into my suggestions. Okay, so that's one way we could do it. Now just to give you some examples, here we know since there is no restriction on the domain, we could write a function f of x where denominator will never be 0. And now since we have for x equals to 0 the value of half, I could write this as x squared plus 2, 1 over x plus 2. So if I write x as 0, I get a value of 1 over 2. Do you see that? And as x approaches large value, f of x approaches 0. It is never 0. Since the degree of denominator is 1 higher than the degree of numerator, rather 2 higher in this case, we have a horizontal asymptote x-axis y equals to 0. That meets the criteria. Is it okay? So I think that's a good example. Now, for this function, I'll leave the equation to you. I've given you two conditions. We'll go through more examples. I'd like you to give me your suggestions regarding this function. Now, there's a catch in it. Let me write tips. Y belongs to real number. All real numbers except 3. Except 3, right? That is very important to understand. Correct? So think about it. How to get the answer for this question, right? I'm Anil Kumar. I will write down the answer for this in the comments, but like you to think over it. Feel free to post questions and share my videos. Thank you and all the best.